Hi, I'm Starborn. Remember, to be a star, you have to shine your own light, follow your own path, and not be afraid of the darkness, because that's when stars shine brightest. If you've been looking at our website, starborninstitute.org, you would already know that today we're having some new light in the sky because there is a solar eclipse today at 0 degrees of Scorpio. And that's why the title of tonight's show is Loving Justice. And that's because justice is ruled by Scorpio. It also rules loyalty and patience, and of course justice, because it rules administering justice. Scorpio rules the military, it rules the police, the whole medical field, particularly surgery, and it rules the insurance industry. And so those areas can be getting some sort of justice right now. And Scorpio is a fixed financial sign, so justice is going to have something to do with money as well, or some sort of financing. But above all, Scorpio rules survival. And so that simply means that this is a time when all of us can be focused on our survival, particularly our future success and how it will survive. And there can be some loving justice that has to be administered right now. The water signs, though, all rule healing. So even if there is some justice, it will result in some sort of healing, which will be good for everyone. It's a very powerful solar eclipse, and the reason why is there are 4 planets in Scorpio, and they are all trining Neptune in Pisces, and that is the ruler of Pisces, so that planet is very strong. So with 5 of the 10 planets just in water signs, it simply means that there is a heavy emphasis on the things, particularly that Scorpio rules. And it's unusual that a solar eclipse is happening right at the start of a sign. So the sun, the moon, and Venus, the planet of love and compromise, are all at exactly 0 degrees of Scorpio. And then further into the sign, Saturn is there as well. So I think if there's going to be justice, it will be motivated by the kind of love that you have for something or someone that you really care about, which can be good. And so that type of justice can be something that has to do with finances. So since the 4 planets in Scorpio do trine Neptune in Pisces, which does rule dreams, this is a time when if you have a dream, you're going to have to get very serious about how to pay for it. And remember that Saturn is part of the 4 planets in Scorpio, and Saturn is called the taskmaster. It doesn't like you to skip steps. It's a planet that denotes a lot of hard work and challenges that can cause delay, and so you may have to sort of shrink your budget a little bit or put off a few things in order to afford a dream of yours, but that's all right. If you do make sacrifices in the name of love and some justice is administered at the same time, then you should be able to heal from some sort of pain and move forward in your future, which would be great. And that is because there are other things going on at the same time as this solar eclipse in water signs, and which makes the water sign so powerful. There are 3 planets in fire signs. Jupiter in Leo is trining Uranus in Aries, and together those 2 planets are trining Mars in Sagittarius. Mars is actually at 28 degrees of Sagittarius today, and so it's zooming through that sign, and it is going to change and go into Capricorn in just a few days, and there it will join Pluto. Mars and Pluto are the co-rulers of Scorpio, where today's eclipse is occurring. But when they are both in Capricorn, which is coming right up in the next week, they can be extremely forceful. So if you are going to administer justice, or you are going to do something that your survival depends on, you will have to do it from a position of strength and determination. And you probably will be able to do that because Mars is exalted in Capricorn. Capricorn rules large government agencies and large corporations, and it certainly is a business sign, and it rules long-term security and stability. So even in the name of justice, there's going to be a focus on your future, and that future is going to be long-term. And so that's all right, because if you operate from a position of strength and of determination, that could help you secure your future for a very long time. But because Capricorn is a business sign, it simply means a lot of people are going to be looking only at what they can afford or what they cannot afford right now. And so there wouldn't be any sentimentality about making a decision, particularly a business or career decision right now. And that is, so you may have to make a decision that is simply based on long-term stability, not always on a dream. But you can do that if you are operating from a position of strength and determination. And believe me, management is going to do that, or governments are going to do that, or whole countries are going to do that. And so it can be a somewhat sobering time for us as justice is administered right now. So the grand trine in fire signs is not going to last. Jupiter is still going to be trining Uranus for a whole year, but Uranus is a somewhat volatile and unstable planet, and it rules surprise and sudden change. And so that volatility can be around the whole time that there can be good fortune as well. So you have to sort of watch out and try not to be too impulsive, because the emphasis right now is on justice and on survival, and that is what we are all going to have to focus on. And so it's also on love, and that is because Venus is involved. Venus is at the same degree as the sun and the moon under today's solar eclipse. So I can guarantee you that justice will be done. And it could have been a long time coming, because Saturn has been in Scorpio for 2 years. So there may have been financial delays. There may have been setbacks to your goals or your dreams for one reason or another. There may have been additional sacrifices that you have had to make in the last couple of years. And you may have had to learn some lessons the hard way, particularly financial lessons. So with all of that under your belt, this is a time when you can administer some loving justice and be motivated by love and concentrate on your long-term security by operating from a position of strength and determination. So with all of that, which is sort of heavy-duty stuff on your mind, you can move forward right now. But remember, it is something where you have to move forward from your strength. You really have to go with your strengths right now, because the emphasis is on survival, particularly financial survival. All right, what does this mean to all 12 of the sun signs? Well, Aries, this is a time when I think that the emphasis is so much on water signs right now, on our feelings and on justice and on survival, that I would say this is almost your last chance, Aries, to make some sort of quick move successfully. And I urge you to do that, Aries. Move on if you can, and don't waste any time with that. In fact, if you were making contact with someone who's at a distance, which is what Sagittarius rules, you could probably secure some new position or make a very speedy move, and you could have some sort of help with that behind the scenes, because Jupiter in Leo is trining your sun as well. So at least over the weekend, there will be a grand trine in fire signs, and that can aid you in making some sort of quick change, which I urge you to do, Aries. Why am I adamant about that? And why is it so important for you at this last ditch time to really make a move forward and sort of get out of some situation that you're uncomfortable in anyway? It is because Mars is then going to move into Capricorn, as I said, joining Pluto there. Those are the rulers of Scorpio, where Saturn is right now, and Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. I mean, everything's pretty harmonious between these two signs, and their rulers. And so Mars and Pluto in Capricorn are going to be squaring your sun, and they mean business. And I think that you will be sorely challenged when that happens. And so that is why this is sort of your last chance to make some sort of quick move and go in a new direction. And you could get a lot of help with that. You could get real lucky at the last minute, Aries. And I really hope you make a change right now very, very quickly, because you would be successful at it, and it's going to be about your last chance to be successful quickly for a very long time. And so your survival sort of depends on you moving on right now, Aries, because budgets are shrinking. And as they shrink and people are simply looking at the bottom line, things could go a little bit against you. And you would not want to be waiting, you wouldn't want to be the last man standing, Aries. That is why I urge you to make a move right now while you can do it successfully. Okay, what does it mean to a Taurus? Well, Taurus, this is a time when you can still be feeling pretty extravagant, and that is because Jupiter in Leo is squaring your sun. And when Jupiter and the sun square each other, it can mean that someone can be extravagant, they can be rather generous. You could certainly have a little trouble meeting deadlines because you could overestimate how much time you've got to do things. And so you could take on a little bit more than you can actually achieve right now, and that could put you a little bit behind. So you need to be better at time management, Taurus. But also, Taurus, you need to prepare for a much higher expense that is headed your way, and that is because the 4 planets in Scorpio all oppose your sun. And so, you know, you're not going to come out on top of a financial issue right now, and that financial issue could threaten your survival, not physically, but financially. Yours is a financial sign, and so is Scorpio. And so with your own ruler, Venus, and the sun, and the moon, and Saturn all opposing your sun, Taurus, it simply means there could be higher taxes coming down the road for you if you own investments or properties, or there can be higher costs to loans or credit, or loans can be have penalties connected with them if you don't pay them on time. And so I think with those 4 planets in Scorpio, you really are going to have to sort of toe the line as far as putting money away for future expenses, which are going to be much higher than you think, Taurus. One reason they could be higher than you think is because the value of your assets could be shrinking. Taurus rules the New York Stock Exchange, and things aren't looking too good right now with that. And for that reason, if you're heavily invested, you could be in a little bit of financial trouble right now. So this is a solar eclipse when you will have to operate from a position of strength and determination in order to survive. I don't mean your physical self. I do mean that your finances can be sorely threatened right now due to higher costs and shrinking assets. So I hope that you try to, if you're going to make a dream come true, you're really going to have to work hard on figuring out how to pay for it right now. Good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Gemini? Well, Gemini, it is lucky for you that Mercury is still in Libra, and in 2 days it will go direct. It's still retrograde, but it will go direct, and it's your ruler, and it will still be trining your sun and the Aquarian sun. So that's wonderful for you, Gemini. It simply means that if there has still been more delayed news, it can be coming your way, and it can involve a legal decision that is in your favor. It could involve an attractive contract coming your way, and it could also mean that very nice people are headed your way. There can be some effort at teamwork, or sitting on a committee, or just socializing right now, and perhaps going and visiting people on a short trip. All of those things can work out beautifully for you, Gemini. So I hope you're focusing on that, because the solar eclipse really means that all of us have got to try to survive and administer justice in a loving way. And that simply means you have to be very practical about your long-term stability, Gemini. Gemini rules short change and versatility and temporary things. Well, you've got to think a little deeper than that right now, Gemini, particularly if you have a dream, because you're going to have to work on how to pay for that. And that is why you may want to redo your budget in some way right now, but you could get good advice from somebody that could help you with that. And if you need legal advice, you can also get good legal help or counseling as well. So this is the time to think about all that and prepare for your future a little bit more seriously, Gemini. Okay, what does it mean to a Cancer? Well, Cancer, this is a time when I think that there is going to be justice administered in a loving way. And even though that can be happening, there are still some changes that can be coming up for you, Cancer, and they will bring relief. And by that I mean this is a wonderful eclipse for you. It's a very, very strong one. And so there are 5 planets in water signs, and they're all trining your sign, Cancer. That's wonderful. So there can be some justice administered. There can be some extra money coming in. There can also be, and that can help you make a dream come true, which is nice. But there's also the possibility once Mars moves out of Sagittarius in a few days and into Capricorn and joins Pluto right there, those 2 very strong planets, which are the rulers of Scorpio, will be opposing your sun, Cancer. And there is the possibility, as people operate from a position of strength and determination, that as management is looking at the bottom line, they may decide to really change things, and your career you could be relieved of some duties. That could actually bring you relief, Cancer, because financially, I don't think you're threatened. In fact, you might be helped by this solar eclipse a lot. For instance, if somebody said, no, we have to not renew this contract, or we have to let you go, they could give you some severance money. That would be nice, and that could still help a dream come true. You may decide to downsize a little bit, and there is the possibility that you may decide to move or to buy and sell, and you would be very successful at that. I suggest you do that, because if you're selling and downsizing, then you'd have a little bit more money to spend to make that dream come true. So no matter what happens or what decisions are made right now, which are somewhat out of your control, I think you will be greatly relieved. Your home is where your heart is anyway, Cancer. So if I have the possibility of spending a little bit more time there, I think it will make you very happy. So good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Leo? Well, Leo, this is simply a time when the bill is due, Leo. It just is. You can't get away from it at all. What kind of bill could it be? Well, with 4 planets in Scorpio, the Sun, Moon, Venus, and Saturn, all squaring your sun, it can be a loan that is overdue. It can be higher taxes that you'll have to pay sooner or later. It can be penalties connected to something, or just higher interest rates, or higher insurance premiums that you may have to pay. But no matter how you cut it, the bill is due now, or it is coming up, and you may not have enough money to cover increased costs or expenses, just like Taurus. And so you're really going to have to do something, Leo, because it's time to sort of pay up, and you can't get away from it. If you tried to get away from it, justice would be administered, and it wouldn't be pleasant, and it would be administered against you. So this is a good time to set up a payment schedule, or this is a good time to at least pay a little bit on something to let people know that you're earnest, or that your heart is in the right place. Because all of us may have to make sacrifices in the name of love and have justice administered in one way or another. It could be administered against you, Leo, or it can just be that you don't have enough money to cover bills right now, and you're going to have to do something about that, because the bills aren't going away, and you will have to face them. So good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Virgo? Well, Virgo, this is simply a time when I think that you can certainly benefit by the solar eclipse today, because those 4 planets in Scorpio were sextiling your sun, and you have Jupiter that is in Leo right behind your sun sign. And so the sextile of those 4 planets is the precursor to additional strength that is coming to people in charge. They would be management, or they would be people that have the authority to make policy. And when Mars moves out of Sagittarius and into Capricorn and joins Pluto there, both of those very strong planets will be trining your sun, Virgo. And that simply means that there is going to be somebody who's operating from a position of strength and determination, and they are certainly going to include you in their plans. So this is a time when you might be in line for a promotion or a step up, and for sure you may be taking on increased responsibilities that your record proves you are entirely capable of fulfilling. And so this is a time, if there is some sort of love motivation for administering justice, it is because you are very well regarded and well liked, Virgo. And so I think that you are going to profit now from some change that is that allows justice to be administered, and you will be the one that gains from it. Okay, what does it mean to a Libra? Well, Libra, this is a time with that solar eclipse in Scorpio right ahead of your sun sign, that there can be an opportunity for you to make more money, or what I think, since Scorpio rules financing, it rules money coming in from other sources, you may be able to get increased financing right now because there are so many planets there, including your ruler, Venus, which is exactly conjunct the sun and the moon under today's solar eclipse. So if you're making a change, or if you are motivated by love in some way, that is why you may be able to get some additional financing in order to help someone else out that you love, or in order to secure some sort of a loan for yourself, and you may get it on very good terms as well, which is wonderful. Mercury is in your sign. It will go direct in 2 days, and that is a good time, a couple of days from now, for you to go ahead and really talk about some sort of financial deal or financial terms, because there are a lot of planets right ahead of your sun sign that would aid you with that. So I urge you to go out and talk to people right now, Libra, because there's money around somewhere, and I think it could be coming your way. And I think that you're going to need it too, because once Mars joins Pluto in Capricorn, those two strong planets will be squaring your sun. So you do need to sort of secure your financial future right now if you can. Okay, what does it mean to a Scorpio? Well, Scorpio, the solar eclipse today is in your sign. It's going to last a while too, Scorpio, because it's at the 0 degrees. And so those planets are going to have to move all the way through your own sign. And it is wonderful that Venus was conjuncting the sun and the moon under today's eclipse in your sign, because that means that if justice is done, it's going to be done in a loving way, or it's going to be motivated by love. In other words, you could be wanting to administer justice based on your love of fair play, or your love of the law, or your love of home, or country, or family. And so it can be you that is actually administering the justice. And if you have learned your lessons the hard way, you would be able to do that in a very fair and well-balanced way that would make everyone profit in the end. Remember, you have to operate from a position of strength and determination. And when both of your rulers move into Capricorn, when Mars joins Pluto in Capricorn in a few days, you will be able to operate from a position of strength, but it will be in a very business-like and practical way. But if that has to be done in order to survive for yourself and your loved ones, I'm sure you'll do it, and you'll do it very well. Congratulations. Okay, what does it mean to a Sagittarius? Well, Sagittarius, Mars is still in your sign, so just like Aries, I urge you to make a quick move if you can, Sagittarius. But, you know, that is because right behind your sun sign was that solar eclipse today, and there are 4 planets in Scorpio. Eventually, they're all going to be heading into your sun sign, Sagittarius. So there can be a lot of light in the background of your life, particularly on your finances. And I think there is some sort of justice that will be administered. But you could get help with that right now, because Jupiter in Leo is going to be trining your sun for a whole year. So you could have a good reason to try to get additional financial loans or aid behind the scenes. And it could be because of loved ones or children's needs, and that would be great. You really need to get your finances on an even keel right now, Sagittarius, because Saturn is going to leave Scorpio on Christmas Eve and come into your sign where it will stay for a few years, and that will give you heavy responsibility and burdens. And that is why you've got to get your finances all straightened out right now if you can. Okay, what does it mean to a Capricorn? Well, Capricorn, this is a time when I think that you can be on the verge of being very, very determined about how to make a dream come true and pay for it. The solar eclipse in Scorpio with those 4 planets, one of which is your ruler, Saturn, was sextile your sun, and Mars will move into your sign in a few days and join Pluto there. And that is when you can operate from a position of great strength and determination. Nothing's going to bowl you over, Capricorn. You just need to make sure that you really stick to bottom line business, because you need to focus on your future and your long-term stability and security, which is the only focus you should have from now throughout the end of the year while you are so strong, Capricorn. So I wish you the best of luck, and don't slow down for any frivolity right now. You really need to keep your eyes on your business and your own affairs in order to be successful. Okay, what does it mean to an Aquarian? Well, Aquarius, Mercury in Libra is trining your sun, and it is going to go direct in 2 days, which means you can get some good news, and I think it's a good news about some sort of deal that's been pending for a while, or some sort of change, or it could even be good news about a short trip that you want to take. And so all of that is wonderful, but really that solar eclipse with 4 planets in Scorpio, all 4 planets were squaring your sun, Aquarius, and so there are some financial matters from the past that need to be addressed and finalized, in other words, paid off. So you need to get out from under some sort of financial burden and clear it up if you can, Aquarius. And also, since justice will be administered in a loving way, it simply means that if you've been on the up and up, then you could benefit from something like that. But if you have been skirting an issue or hiding bills or not paying your taxes, you could be in big trouble, Aquarius. And that is because those planets are so strong under the solar eclipse today. If nothing else, there can be higher taxes headed your way, and you are going to have to dig up some extra money to pay them, and that could be coming right up. So I think you're going to need to sell something in order to pay bills, but that's all right. At least you could get them cleared up, and that could help you go forward in your future without as many financial burdens. Okay, what does it mean to a Pisces? Well, Pisces, this is a wonderful eclipse for you because there are 5 planets in water signs. All 4 planets under today's eclipse in Scorpio were trining your sun, Pisces, which is great. So that means if you wanted to make a dream come true, you would have to get very, very serious about how to pay for it. Remember, Scorpio is a financial sign, so you may want to go out and look for additional sources of income in order to make a dream of yours come true. Neptune is retrograde in your sign. You're not going to have that dream come true right away, but you could be able to find the resources, if you worked on it really hard right now, to make that dream come true in the future. And it could last you the rest of your life, Pisces, and make you very, very happy. So now is a time to really get serious, because you can be motivated by love. And yes, justice has to be done. And yes, sacrifices have to be made. But if they're made in the name of love, in order to help make a dream come true and uphold the things that you believe in, then it's really worth it. So I wish you the best of luck. All right, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you right here next week. And remember, you can always subscribe to the show and see it anytime you want on our website, starborninstitute.org. Bye.